Oh, that's cool. That's a really cool. I have Aftershock. Let me pull it up. But so they go for like I think $110. The ones that you're talking, no,
Yeah, they were
140. You
about
said.
100. They were about 140. They're about $140. I got them free because when you buy the S10, you actually get free these are first gen Samsung earbuds.
And do you know the battery life? Like how long? Or
They've lasted me. I've worn them all day, but that's without on standby. But when I start using music, I start using them on the go or start talking a lot on them. They last anywhere between 6 to 12 hours. I've even used them when I drive for Lyft and Uber.
interesting. Yeah, for me, I think the ones that I bought, they're the okay, Aftershocks. They have this model. Oh, let me go back. But there's four models for them, and they're basically their competitors. And with the new Galaxy, looks like they're trying to do some noise cancellation. That's another plus. But you know, it's again, these are some of the rumors, so they have to be tested to see how well the noise cancellation is. You know, their catchphrase is "keep the noise out, let the sound in." So the marketing there. Um, what do you have you seen anything about like? Do you think these are going to be like a really nice addition to what the previous lineup?
They look pretty sick. Not like bad way. They look pretty good. They look totally different than the ones I currently have.
Well, I had I had this thought when we were covering this topic, is that I haven't tried these Galaxy Buds, and I'm not sure what you think about. Since you got yours free with your phone, do you love
Oh man,
yours?
I use them. Like I said, I use them all the time. Yes, they fall out after a while. Like no, you don't like normal
Uh huh.
headphones. You wear headphones for a
Uh-huh.
long time, your ears get kind of soft and they'll actually slide right out.
Oh, understand. Well, okay. What I was going to say though, okay, is I went to Best Buy, and I think you got it free, but I know you've tested other things out of Best Buy. It's the best place to really test things out. I think more companies should let things be on the shelf like Best Buy does. I just tested the aftershocks, and I got the Aeroplex model, which is
Yeah.
$160, and I really liked them because they were um, not only waterproof, but when you go up to the higher tier, they're actually softer. They have softer padding, and they're actually lighter. And I'm gonna just say I'm gonna go to Best Buy probably within the next week or two to try on your types. If they have them there, I'll ask if I'll call ahead. But I do know that they do have the aftershocks model in Best Buy, so you should try those on because those ones go around your ear and around the back of your head, but they're very soft and they never fall off because they can't. And basically, what it's doing is it gives you a little bit of sound, but also vibrations. So you don't have to necessarily put it to where your ear can feel the vibrations. You can move it around. You know, there's some flexibility
Those are
to
the
it.
ones that I like because they attach to like they don't attach into your ear. They attach like right there next to your ear, the that lobe. It-
Yeah, and you can't see it right now because I'm doing some I had some eye surgery, so you won't be able to see. That's why I'm not on camera this week. But they're very soft, and I've always never liked traditional headphones because my body's I run very hot. I'm a very hot person, so I don't like having my ears heat up and my head heat up, and then over time, even like the most expensive headphones, I always think that even if you spend like $1,000 or something, they're still going to be sort of uncomfortable over time. But with these ones, they're so light. I don't know the exact weight, but they're just
Do
amazing.
you like these
So
headphones I have? Here's a headphone.
yeah,
That's the type of headphones. And those two metals,
yeah, those are very
yeah,
light.
those right there, those two metal sockets that you see there, the gold plated, those are the charger ports, and this is just a sensor, infrared to detect your face.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it detects once you put it onto your face, it actually they'll come on and actually start playing sound. If they're off just like that.
Oh, okay. It detects that you're touching your skin.
Correct. It detects like facial or I can't say body heat. I don't I really don't know what it detects, but it detects something facial. Once it's plugged into your face, onto your ear, it actually come on and it'll actually start playing. I could actually use individual earbuds like this one. I use whenever I drive, I use one earbud, put it in, and then I this one dies, I'll get the other headbud earbud and put it in, and then I can continue using it. And while the other one's charging, I have the other one on.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think so. Let go back to the article. There's talking about how it's got I'm not sure the one you currently have. Does it charge with a magnet?
Yes, that's the gold clips.
Yeah, so mine charges with a magnet too to make sure it's lined up properly, which is pretty
This is the
sweet.
case.
Because then because you don't lose it as much, and oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and they're magnet. I wish the phones were like this.
Yeah. Yeah. So, don't know. We don't know about pricing, but what where they're going to line up with the current lineup. But maybe you hope that the current ones go cheaper, and then these ones maybe go up a little bit higher, or you don't
Yeah,
know, right?
definitely.
It's always a wait and see.
I do like these
But
design on them. Yeah, they look like a bean.
yeah, like a kidney bean. Yeah.
And compared to the iPhone one, the AirPods. I like the AirPods, but they seem like they're too big versus these. These look like more like they might be more comfortable.
Though these ones might be smaller and lighter and
Correct.
more comfortable, like more form fitting, like the next
Yeah,
evolution.
that's what these look like.
You'd hope that they, yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so I'll try to try on the previous generation Galaxy Buds, and maybe you consider looking into the AfterShock and trying those on. Uh, yours are yours are waterproof or water resistant?
I don't know. I don't
Oh, okay.
remember because my gen. All I know is I have a story that I actually fell. No, I know people are gonna be grossed out. Yes, my my earbud fell in the toilet. Yeah.
But you know how to
Yes,
fix
I
that, right?
managed to fix it, and it actually they didn't mess up. The only damage that it did receive is that every now and then that headbud would actually get latency. It'll get like
Oh, okay. So it still works, but less than it used to.
yes, it now it causes like a delay, like maybe like a second or a couple of milliseconds behind. And I notice it when I'm talking. I hear somebody, I hear them off one ear, and then back to that, and then to that headbud, earbud, and then I was like, "Oh my god!" It's like so frustrating since it fell into the toilet. It's been kind of bothering me, but the headphones still work as efficient as they should.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I've had some stories too. Well, recently I've been being a little bit OCD and um, rubbing my phone down with alcohol, like sanitizer. I haven't been able to find like a disposable cloth, so I just I've just been putting alcohol all over my phone, and so it still functions, but I know it's functioning less because I'm not sure if alcohol is probably not compatible with these cell phones,
Oh yeah,
but but it's still working. So I haven't completely destroyed it. But what it's done is when I go on speakerphone, it's like underwater. So I've messed up my speakerphone by
oh
doing
damn.
this. Um, yeah, right. But it still works, and I just didn't. I wanted to do that. I took that risk of putting alcohol on stuff. I just didn't have the other options. The stores are all sold out usually for a lot of the different options. So, um, but my other story that was pretty funny is one time I've been lifeguarding and for some reason I had my cell phone in my pocket and it fell into a chlorinated pool. And this pool, unfortunately it fell into the deep end, and the deep end is 12 feet deep. So it went 12 feet deep. It was turned on. I dove in to get it, pulled it out, and then I think I didn't know to like try to turn it off or something, because like when you try to turn it off, you're not really sure if you turned it off or you're like trying to restart it sometimes. but chlorinated pools, chlorine doesn't work well with phones, and this isn't a waterproof phone. It was, it was like a $80 phone. It goes down 12 feet, and I pull it up, and I tried like putting in rice and everything, but the phone was
Yeah,
fried.
that's the thing is nobody understands the difference between waterproof and water resistance. Because waterproof means actually it's waterproof. It could get wet and everything. Water resistant means just like, oh, an accidental drop. I'm gonna just drop it. I dropped it accidentally in the water, pick it back up because there's limitations on water resistance. That's all it's saying. It's not permanent. Like waterproof, like you got the GoPro. GoPros are actually made for they're waterproof. They could actually go underwater for long periods of time and different and everything else. You can't take them more than I don't really think anybody could swim under 100 feet of water. And I don't think GoPros will actually go that far.
Yeah, you hope there's enough consumer protections that if some places are advertising as waterproof, that they get dinged for that, because there is, as a producer of a product, you are responsible for whether you claim it's water resistant or waterproof. And if it's consumer error and they think it's waterproof, but it actually said on the box water resistant, then it's the consumer's fault. But when you're a company that you make a lot of money off of these products, you can't say it's waterproof when
And
it's
also
not.
too, another thing is a lot people seem to mistaken too. Also, is that when they see waterproof or water resistant, they don't understand that water, it does not mean chlorinated water or the beach. It does
Yeah, no
it,
salt water.
it's not recommended because the components are still gonna, some of the components are gonna fry or gonna rust due to the chlorinated or this. That's why they sell like the water resistant cases or waterproof cases or water resistant cases or whatever ones it is. And like the water resistant case for the GoPro, waterproof case, stuff like that. You need to get cases, an extra feature to protect your device from it happening.
Well, and when they mean like water resistant, they mean like kind of like purified rainwater,
Correct. When they
right?
they talk about dropped, they're talking about when they resistant, it just means like an accidental drop. When it gets when it's raining outside, you actually go outside, take the phone, and it gets wet. Things like that. That's fine. That's why it's water resistant. It's a temporary solution. It's not a permanent.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you think rainwater is that not
It could
charged?
be it because it comes from the sky, and I'm pretty sure because sky has a lot of positive and negative energy. So it's a positive on myself on that. It's positivity, so it's a possibility that it could be positive or
And then if you have tap water, your tap water is charged.
correct. It's recommended that some people recommend this if the device gets wet, you actually put in rice, and that is true. But also too that your components are gonna corrode too. So I used what I did with my earbud when I fell in the toilet accidentally. If you missed it, I actually got bottled water, and I actually just threw it over the headbud and then just shook it and then just tapped it on several things, just making sure the corrosion didn't happen. And I've done it on a phone too. That I've actually just dropped it and I actually just put bottled water over it because I remember when in college that they've said if you get tap water or stuff like that spilled on it or soda, it's best to get like bottled water or distilled water, but not like Joe was saying. You get that and you just put water that's not charged with any kind of charge on it, and also for any corrosion because tap water contains minerals, iron, zinc, all the other stuff that it has, or chemicals that the factories use that we don't really know about. The water districts.
Yeah, yeah. So no extra charges and yeah.
I'm not,
Gosh,
and also I'm not
I
saying to go actually do this. This is just like I was in college and that was sad. So I can't. I don't have. I've done it a couple of times. So, but if you want to risk it, you could risk it. Just to if it's already falling in water, and it's not waterproof, make sure the phone device is off. Just pour water on it, like a good amount of water, and make sure get it all around the phone. And then I would recommend putting in rice after you put it with the non charged water.
And how many days do you think it should be on the rice before
I
you try
couldn't
turning it
tell
on
you
again?
because that it just depends on how much water it penetrated into the device. And
Yeah, it's like it's like if it's a device you really need, like your phone or something, you're like, oh, how long do I wait before I
correct,
go try to get a new
because
phone?
you could turn it if you turn it on, you fry it instantly. Because it has like a
Yeah,
mechanism, it turns off when it gets into water, or like depending on the type of phone you have, it'll turn it off because it detected something. So you don't want to turn it back on because once you turn it on, a boom, that's it. Screen fried, your
yeah,
components fried, your battery could even explode.
gosh. Yeah, I've had a lot of anxiety about that before. There's a few phones and a few different devices where, I mean, my keyboard, if water gets in there, it won't work for several hours, but then it eventually will come back on, It just all depends on like how much gets spilled. And yeah, and then, like you said with the laptop, you put the distilled water over it, let it dry out, and then the rice, I guess, and then yeah, like it's like buyers beware. You try turning it on several days later, hoping there's enough evaporation, and it depends if you're how humid your house is or whatever like your environment. You have to like look in what I don't know. That's something to look into, guys. How much does humidity have a factor in restarting your device? It probably shouldn't matter a lot because, like, you think about it, you're turning your phone on all the time in the environment that you're living in. So, but I just thought, I'm like, oh, I don't know, all these
I've actually
factors,
had my fiance's niece actually took her I think 7 into the pool and water into the restroom so many times because the shower gets humidity. I'm pretty sure it gets very
Yeah,
hot in there if you take hot showers.
yeah.
And
I usually turn the fan on because, like, it's still gonna be like the mirror's still gonna be fogged up
correct,
and
but
everything.
here's the thing is too, over time of exposure of humidity and stuff like that, your screen will
Yeah.
start to pull out the glue will start
Oh,
wearing off because it's glued, and with the heat, with extreme heat, that the glue will start coming off and water will start seeping
yeah.
in.
I've thought about that. I've always like since that pool exposure time, I've always put my phone in my room before I take a shower. I don't bring it into the bathroom when I
Correct,
take a
and never
shower.
leave your phone
Um,
exposed in the sun. That they tell you that
yeah,
for because the glue, if that glass overheats or over time it overheats, that the glue will start coming off and water will start seeping in, and you won't know water seeped in, and you just damage your device. And once that screen gets lifted and water gets in, it's no longer waterproof.
yeah.
It's waterproof because it's all how much intensity glue is. I've actually taken the phones apart and put them back together, and I made and they stay waterproof. But if you use very cheap glue and adhesive, you will damage your devices.
So lots of good information for you guys about your phones. Similar to that, our next topic is about Android and the new iOS. So they're going to be pulling out like 117 new emojis. So to a lot more ways to express yourself. I always love the emojis. There's a lot of them that actually save a lot of time. So some of them that let's see, Google's Android 11 and Apple's iOS. Some of them are about like some animals, like they usually do: a bison, a beaver, and a polar bear, and some food like tamal, boba tea, teapot, and then some funny ones or some more relationship ones. A slightly smiling face, two people hugging, a man in a veil, a woman in a tuxedo, and a person feeding a baby.
Be interesting.
So I can see the person feeding a baby one being really important because it'd be like, I don't have time to text everything about I'm feeding my baby, but here it is. Like, I'm actually surprised that emoji wasn't out a long time ago.
Yeah, especially.
Like, don't you think like that should have been like one of the first emojis that after like the smiley face and everything? It's like,
Yep, definitely. And I think this, hopefully this is gonna take a new resolution on that, and hopefully they don't do like they want to take away some because we've been using them
Oh
inappropriately.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Take some away just because some people have used it in a
Mm.
different way. Like, I don't know. Like some people use hot tamales in certain ways. So you're like, you don't want just because somebody uses a hot tamale, you don't like that. Don't take it away from me because I use it a different
Yeah,
way.
it takes one person to ruin everything for everybody. And I do like this new feature. At least it's gonna be Android and iOS update, not just
Yeah,
iOS or just Android. I like that they did that all across the board.
yeah. That they were, yeah, consistent with the platforming and
Yeah,
teaming up.
they,
And yeah, there's some other cool ones like well, they said that what they did is they changed some of the animals. Some of the animals, I personally wouldn't have used some of the animals because they were like a little awkward or they just didn't look like an animal or something. But they made them to look a little bit friendlier and a little bit better in dark mode. Because I'm a person that uses dark mode for
same
everything.
here.
I use it on my laptop, like YouTube, anything that allows me to do dark mode. Get rid of all that white because that white is really irritating to your
Oh,
eyes.
definitely.
So just cool that they're thinking about revamping some of these emojis. Um, they also said that there's I don't know about this what rolling out a quick access emoji bar to the Gboard beta. I haven't heard of Gboard. So everybody look into Gboard and see what kind of I don't know, is that a cool app that I'm not sure what the function of that is. But we don't know exactly when these emojis are going to come out, but it's presumed that it's going to be in September because that's where they've done it before.
Oh,
And
it's the Google
with
keyboard. It's already,
yeah,
it's
oh,
a
is it?
pre-built
Okay.
one. It's part of the Google.
Okay. Okay.
Interesting.
So yeah, I don't is that kind of like a soundboard where it has like emojis that you can like customize?
It's gonna, no, it's gonna actually come on. It's gonna, whenever they release it, it's gonna automatically update onto your phone. That's
Oh,
what it
okay.
looks like.
Okay. But yeah, they released the last time like September 8th. So
Oh, it's an app on it.
oh.
Keyboard, the Google keyboard. Ooh.
Yeah. So somebody thought like earlier that it was going to be confirmed for 8th, but like rumored, but Google didn't confirm this. And yeah, so Android 10 was released last September. So
Definitely.
um, yeah, expected to release the iOS 14, the iPad OS 14, and the Mac OS Big Sur the fall. So getting a lot of cool updates.
Yep.
Go to the next topic. Apple iOS 13.6 release. Should you upgrade? What do you think?
Well, I have ups and downs on this new 13.6 because I've used iPhone before and the iOS upgrades. Usually when they first release, I don't recommend jumping on board on the 13.6 instantly due to the fact that you're going to have issues at the very start phase. I would wait until the bugs are worked out before upgrading to 13.6 because within maybe a couple of weeks or about a month, 30 days, you're going to actually get another update. And you might be forced to update because Apple is actually going to be pushing out Apple is going to be pushing out this, and they're going to want you to manage to force to update it because I've heard Apple being forced their users to actually update to the latest version, which a lot of clients don't want to. So
And there's always the accidental update
correct.
too, where you're like, you want it out of your face, and so you press something and it
I've done
updates.
it too accidentally. So because I'm swiping something and I click, as soon as I click it, I'm clicking that area. Right when I click that area, that message popped up and I accidentally installed it. They're so annoying with that box popping up. You have an update. You have an update. You have an update. Stop putting it in my face, man. Just
Yeah, then you're like, oh my gosh, I pressed it, and it's hard to find out how to reverse it
can't
and go
really go
back.
back once you update it.
You the best updates are ones that say, remind me in two
Yes,
weeks, and then I'll give me 2 weeks to think about it, and then I can look
or
into it.
give me 2 weeks and then go ahead and install it for me. That would be a
Yeah.
better feature. Go ahead and install it in 2 weeks for me. Because if I'm
They should put the one. Let me install it 30 days from now after you figure out the big
Yeah, they
bugs
should
for
do
the
that. Like, give me 30 days to install. That'll be a pretty dope feature. Like,
because then people who are like they know they're gonna wait 30 days, but let's say they wait longer than 30 days because they forgot about it. They'll update it sooner, and you'll get more people using your platform the way you
yeah,
wanted it.
exactly. If Apple, if you're listening to this podcast, you're listening to this, at that feature at 30 days, at the 30 days,
Yeah,
and make it, if you're gonna do it mandatory, make it a 30-day mandatory or a 45-day mandatory.
yeah, like just like how Microsoft always asks you, "Do you want to delay this update?" And I say 2 weeks later, or I don't know, 24 hours or something. They give you
Yeah,
options,
and also
so that
also
just makes people feel like they have more control over their
correct, and
device.
also they should do is schedule a time to do an update. I don't know if they have that feature. I haven't used it on an Apple iOS, so they need to add that feature. Like, go ahead and do it at a certain time.
Yeah,
That
definitely.
that that'll help. That'll help people to prevent downtime
Yeah,
on their phone during the day and stop messaging people during their work hours on. Do you want an update right now while you're at work?
yeah, right. Well, let's see. What are some of the positives that they were saying? They were saying it's going to add support for your digital car
Correct.
keys, audio stories, and Apple News
Man, I'm gonna
Plus.
love. I love those features already. I'm not even an Apple.
Yeah, I love
Even
stories.
for health, health has been there
Yeah,
for a while. It's just that now they're going to be adding some new additions to it for people that are um at home right now with this human malware.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And it says they're going to give some new thing about symptoms category in the health app. So I'm not really sure what that is, but
It's probably regarding to the human malware.
yeah, maybe, yeah. And then it said, let's see, unlock, lock, and start your compatible car with your iPhone. So the iffy part is they're saying, um, there could be bugs with this. So it's a cool feature that they're going to add into it, but maybe you hold off and wait and
Yeah,
see.
because they already have that feature already. It's on certain yeah, it's
Oh,
on
do
certain
they?
cars. You download an app on it on your phone, and you actually just click on it and it unlocks your car, or you actually click a button and starts your car. It's there already, but there's in this one. This one is not an app. This is integrated with the iOS.
Oh, okay.
Unless it's
All
a
right.
new
Well,
unless it's a new app that I'm not aware of, because like I said, guys, I really don't know too much about.
yeah, something's always updating. So let's go on to the next topic, which is Facebook is basically going to add some of the features that like Discord has with sharing your screen. So props to Facebook for looking at the competition for screen share. I mean, other ones are like, oh, Team
Yep.
Viewer, but the more you integrate this into your platform, the more people are like, maybe I don't need to use Discord as much because I have Facebook. Like you want to take away your competitors' advantages.
Yes, very true.
So Facebook is actually going to be very ambitious with this. So right now, I think it is. I haven't really messed around with it, but I think it's enabled right now with like 1-to-1. But they really have very ambitious where they're trying to do like 8, 16, and then eventually up to 50 people in a room. So they're basically trying to be, and for Android and for iOS. So like for instance, this is like mobile too. They're trying to become like the Zoom,
Yep.
right? They're attacking everything. Zoom's got the online, the on screen, the screen share. Discord has it. Who else has it? I don't know. There's probably a Team Viewer. There's probably a few others that out there
Yeah.
have it. Um, and if there was some way for YouTube to use it, I'm pretty sure that they would figure out a way to
Um,
incorporate, like the more people yeah, the more features, the
I'm
better.
pretty sure in upcoming weeks or months that's going to be added into YouTube.
Well, because Facebook and YouTube are huge competitors. So, whatever whatever YouTube does, Facebook is paying attention, and
Yep.
vice versa.
And Instagram's, and because Instagram, since Instagram's part of Facebook, it's more likely that Instagram will get it first.
Oh, is Instagram a
Yes,
underneath?
it's
So Facebook is the parent
correct
company?
because Facebook bought
Oh,
out Instagram. That's what
okay. Yeah, I wasn't
yeah,
aware of
they
that.
because
Yeah.
in that we
Was that
oh
way
yeah, it's been
back?
way back. That's what they have Instagram TV, IGTV.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't really gone into Instagram that much because it was kind of confusing. Wasn't like for me, I personally didn't think Instagram was that user friendly. But I'm gonna get back into it and try to see if I can become more accustomed to it. Any tips for me about Instagram?
Uh, Start using your stories and your IGTV more because that's the upcoming YouTube platform.
Okay, so is it more for is live
You could
video? Like
you
you
could put
can like
you
can you record a video and then
yes,
post it?
I that's what IGTV is.
Okay. Yeah, and then you can take pictures with your phone and then
You
put
can
it
put it
on there.
onto Instagram, yes. Directly Instagram,
Okay.
IGTV is video. If you like videos and you want longer than 15-second videos or longer, I don't know what Instagram is policy on this now. I know if you use IGTV, if you want to upload all your videos, and that's something new that came out about a couple of years ago.
Yeah, you know what I thought about this? They said that there's going to be a lot of like, just like YouTube does, gives you a lot of warnings about when you're going live to make sure you really want to
Yep.
go live. They're saying that Facebook's going to give you multiple prompts. It remains to be seen whether that's more prompts than their competitors. But I thought this really they're talking about like during this human malware point is that uh, I've actually had to use it a lot where you're trying to tell another family member how to do something technically,
Hmm.
right? And people are like they're not going to their parents as much, and they're helping their parents do something technical with like Discord,
Yep.
you know? I've been using Discord, and my family's been using Discord to show each other how to do some stuff on a computer that they're just not usually used to doing. And so Facebook markets to the older
Correct.
generations. It's mostly they have everybody on there, right? But it's more compared to YouTube and Twitter, there's older generations on that
Yeah.
platform. So it makes sense that they have this.
Very true.
It's surprising they took so long to get there because they're such a big company. They have so
Yep.
much revenue. Yeah. So Discord had it before them. So you just like, okay, Facebook, get with the times.
Yep.
you know, make this app so that you have more people like saying Discord who,
Yep.
right?
It's almost like they're almost phasing out Skype because they already got every single feature that Skype has.
Yeah. Yeah, I've used Skype a lot. I haven't used it in a while because Discord kind of took the place of Skype. Like Discord was a little bit, there's like more fun. I think there's more functions to Discord currently to Skype. Or what do you think about that?
And they're almost all exactly the same. The only difference is the audio quality and the video.
So does Skype have better
I
audio?
couldn't tell you. I haven't used Skype in forever.
Oh, I can't tell you. You have to do
I
some
have to
tests
do
on that.
testing. I don't. I just know when we use Zoom, quality degrades from my webcam to Zoom, then to Discord, then to Skype. I was like, I would prefer just using directly my phone, not my phone, my webcam direct instead of using those apps because it does degradation and audio too. Audio degrades just a little bit. It changes it to a certain point. It doesn't change a lot on it. Feel like the audio on Zoom is actually better than Skype and Discord.
Yeah, we'll have to do some future testing on that and let you guys know.
Yeah,
You know.
we will definitely do testing on this. So if you want us to do more tests and stuff like this, you go ahead, comment down below and
Yeah, like, subscribe, and just share it, and just tell us. Put us, we need more input for the comments to let us know what you guys are
yeah, if you
interested
want
in.
us any software or hardware you want us to test, man, it's like just comment down below, comment any video you like, and it just let us know like, hey, test the software, hey, test this hardware, test this and that, and we'll either do either two things. We either go live and demonstrate it, or actually demonstrate it in a video and push it out to you guys.
Yeah, like we read all of our comments. We put out like an hour a day where we're reading through all of our comments, answering people's questions and everything. So we put at least an hour a day that we're dedicated to you guys for your
Yeah,
feedback.
if we don't catch the within the hour, if you post it after the hours expired, we will get back to it the next hour next day. We usually look at it once a day. Once a day
Yeah.
or once every
Yeah.
other day, we'll take a look at it and we'll get back to you. So I usually respond right away, but if I miss it, Joe will catch it. If Joe misses it, I'll catch it.
Yeah. And I mean, the article mentioned Skype and Zoom, and then it says having the option of putting it on the iOS and Android is definitely a big improvement. So looking forward to more platforms having more capabilities.
Yeah.
So our next topic is about NVIDIA, um, which I thought this article was super fascinating because it speaks about like how NVIDIA, like NVIDIA came and became the dominant GPU manufacturer in like the late 1990s. They say that they are the first one to coin the phrase GPU. So like for dedicated graphics, opposed to the CPU. There was other things before that, but they think that the way the GPU is designed, they think they were the first. So in a way, um, this company, it's called GraphCore. They envision themselves like NVIDIA. They think that they are, the first. Basically, they call it an IPU, an intelligence processing unit. It's kind of like like a GPU, right? They're saying CPU is for like a lot of permutations of calculations, and then GPU is for graphics, and then IPU is for AI. So they're trying to be like they're saying their chip is more efficient at what it does compared to NVIDIA's GPUs.
Correct.
Basically, similar to how AMD splits it by doing they have CPUs and GPUs. They're saying that they're focusing on uh, you know AI, whereas they think that NVIDIA's GPU doesn't. It's just not. It's doing the same thing. It works on for gaming and for supercomputers for a lot of like number crunching of proteins and folding and stuff like that. A lot of awesome stuff, surgery, you name it. But they're saying that this is like the next. They're going to be the competitors to NVIDIA.
Be interesting what's going to come out of it.
Well, I just think it's like I don't know. I mean, we've been asking, right? We've been asking, is AMD or Intel with their new GPUs, are they going to be a competitor to Nvidia? And maybe it's this AI competitor that's going to make Nvidia have to lower their prices.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's like maybe a competitor from some area we didn't expect to actually like, you know, broaden the competition.
Correct. I wonder. Yeah. True. Watch, like you said, a new competitor just come in, just swoops over the market.
Yeah, it's you always get blindsided. Somebody comes in, they're like, "Hey, I've been doing a lot of running," and they just it's just you were the tortoise, and now or yeah, what was it the opposite way around? You were the hare, and now I'm the tortoise coming by. I'm just like,
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure there are some video card creators out there that are so tiny, and they're just waiting just to explode.
yeah, like the monopolies of the three main companies like really like made a lot of companies go out of business. But it's like some companies are always like, oh, can we get a piece of that pie? Can we can we break something? And maybe GraphCore can do this. Some of the interesting specs is that they said they have four GC200 IPUs in a machine called the M2000. It's roughly the size of a pizza
Yeah.
box and delivers 1 petaflop of computing
Does
power.
Nvidia put
Um,
anywhere at petaflop?
well, they say that the system is slower than NVIDIA's A100, which can handle 5 petaflops. But they said that the GraphCore's M2000 is a plug and play system, allows 64,000 IPUs, 16 exaflops. And he said, put that in perspective, it'd be like a human doing a calculation every second for nearly 31.7 billion
Voila.
years
Oh,
for one exaflop in 1 second. So that's pretty nuts. They say that the GC200 and A100 are powerful machines. Graph Core has three advantages. One, it's custom for AI, and two, unlike NVIDIA, it says it's better at machine learning tasks and also in servers and data centers.
interesting.
So,
Very, very, very interesting.
um, what was it? They said that he said the IPUs use graph processing. So the data is mapped across a single graph or at once. All at once, and it's more efficient than learning than CPUs or GPUs. And what was that? It's many machine learning frameworks like TensorFlow, MXNet, and Caffe already support graph processing.
Yep. That's where everything's moving to graphs because the screen is set by pixels. The little tiny squares.
Yeah. And they said that the vector processing model by the GPUs are too restrictive than the graph. So these models will allow them to well, these methods will allow them to explore new models and explore new areas in AI. And they say that they offer a cheaper per petaflop processing power. So basically, they're like the AMD compared to NVIDIA. They're saying, hey, we're going to give you a bargain. NVIDIA might be faster at the moment, but we're going to give you the bargain price. And then, if they, if that makes a good enough argument, then NVIDIA is going to have to lower their price if people are thinking, oh, I want the bargain. I don't know exactly what companies like bargain pricing. Eventually somebody's like, I don't want to pay that top dollar. It's not like there's a point, there's a ratio, and I don't really know where that is because I'm not that company.
Very true. I wonder how this is gonna play
So,
into more into factor when we start going into more into deep into AI and into VR. I wonder what's gonna happen when we get there.
yeah, there's a lot of possibilities with AI. AI does so much. We're trying to think of some AI applications that I thought of right now. Off the top of my head, I can't think of some, but like there's just a lot of them. Yeah. So the next topic is about Samsung's Galaxy Book S. There's Intel has this new hybrid processor. Um, have you been paying attention to the Galaxy
No, I
Book?
haven't. I've been out since I've been out of this for a while. A lot of stuff running around. Personally, I haven't really kept up with this. Yes, I just know
But
it's a
they,
high.
they,
It's a with the new
yeah,
Intel hybrid technology. That's all I've heard.
yeah, they say it's available to purchase right now.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's got this hybrid model where it's got it's got like it's got one powerful core and it's got four lower cores. So it's all on a single die, and that says it like, oh, I don't know. It says it was supposed to offer a multi-thread experience without a lot of battery draining.
Very interesting. Starts off at 949.
Yeah, I don't know. I put it into perspective. I usually rely on a lot of these benchmark websites. You have to look at two or three of them to get the real picture because some of them they skew to
And the thing,
different
and also
tests.
too, you don't get a very good graphics card. You would
Yeah,
have to use a external graphics card to actually play games.
yeah, or a lot and a lot of other different things. But it's Intel integrated. But Intel, I haven't heard if Intel has I don't know. I haven't paid attention. Has Intel? I don't think they've released their dedicated graphics
No,
cards yet. if they have, I think it's more of maybe they have, but it's in the company.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's in the pro business and not yet for the consumer.
curious on that.
I'll have to check up on that, guys, because I was very excited about that. But with the summer, I just haven't been able to pay attention to Intel on the GPU front as much as I like to.
Yeah.
So, well, look, if anybody else wants to tell me, yeah, they actually did release an Intel GPU for, you know, I don't know, any big companies that you're thinking of. They buy a lot of GPUs. Hit me up in the comments so I know that that's already happened. I'm gonna do a Google search after this.
Yeah, I just wonder what the specs too on this and what OS is running.
Well, they said it was debuted with 2 7-watt Lakefield chips on an i5 and also the i3. So they share the architecture with the Ice Lake generation.
So what OS
And
would it run?
yeah,
Or just
um,
I guess just Android?
I guess I don't know specifically. Um,
Because it's a Galaxy
I
tablet. It's
mean,
a Galaxy Book S, so I'm assuming that it's running Android.
yeah, I would assume that. Yeah. Um, yeah, the tablet and the yeah, I I haven't the micro, like the mobile, that's my weak point. That's like my kind of like my blind spot.
Okay, running. Oh damn! Dang, it's running a Windows OS.
This is supposed to have an outdoor mode that boosts up to 600 nits of brightness. So that's pretty bright. And says it will provide long lasting battery life.
Yeah,
But the US model only has Wi-Fi, but and then LTE will be available in other markets.
yeah, it runs 20. It runs 20 up to 25 hours.
I wonder though why they only made the US model Wi-Fi. Just kind of cut costs and
Yeah,
provi- provide a product that gets a certain price point, but
yeah, because if you think about that, think about it like Mac. Mac doesn't have any Mac computers that actually use 4G or any of that. They're only Wi-Fi.
well, and usually the Wi-Fi is faster than the
Correct, and over mobile speeds. So you
yeah.
get faster speeds.
And they're like, there's so much Wi-Fi in the US.
Yeah, pretty much everywhere you go, you have Wi-Fi. So
So you don't really, yeah. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, just saving something a feature that probably people aren't
yep,
using.
yeah. And also too, it doesn't make the computers run. How do you say that? It doesn't run it because when you're using mobile, we have mobile features. It's running in the background. You can't turn it off. So
Oh,
yeah, because if
yeah,
you let's say if you have no Wi-Fi and not Wi-Fi, yeah, if you have no Wi-Fi and you have no SIM card, so your
yeah.
phone's gonna be searching for internet. So if they remove that feature, your device actually will stay alive longer.
Oh, okay. That's good to have that energy saving.
I just don't know if anything
So
else saves energy, but I just know that part because I know whenever I don't have service, my phone dies 10 times faster than I have when I have LTE or a Wi-Fi.
yeah. So our last topic for today, guys, is about EVGA, and this one's a cool one. This one's close to my heart, just because it's super exciting every year. EVGA is doing their 21st. First, they've been in existence for 21 years. They're doing their yearly anniversary giveaway, and they have 6 different events. Two of them have already expired. That was on Thursday. They had the anniversary live stream for 12 hours where they gave like 10 things away, um, in segments. And also the mods rig is already done too. That one, I didn't know that one. You had to do the mods rig ahead of time, and then they announced the winners in the 12-hour live stream. but they still have the scavenger hunt, which is really cool, where you go around on different websites on their webpage. You go to different news articles and look for their little logo, their little emblem at the very bottom, and you click on that, and then that gives you 1 out of 10 emblems you have to find. And then they still have the social media event, which is pretty easy to enter. All you do is you put in, you like them on Facebook or YouTube or whatever. And then the other two that are harder, in my opinion, well, the NVIDIA Ansel competition is not that hard. All you do is you have to have a NVIDIA graphics card and you have to have one of the games that supports Ansel. And you take some screenshot that you think is beautiful or demonstrative in some way that really will catch the eye and beat someone else out in that kind of competition. And then the toughest one, in terms of creativity and time, is the Intel Say What comic. So they have you kind of create some comic strip and upload it to give it to them. You give them the rights basically to a comic you do. And I think the way they are looking at it is there's an example that they're saying you have four, okay, never mind. Okay. There's actually they give you it's actually easier than I thought it was. They say that there's 4 panels and you fill in the blanks. So you can be serious, boring, funny, or whatever you like. Um, they give you like this starter thing. They says cyber spy Jacob Freeman is about to crack the case of the missing EVGA Z490
Yeah.
dark. And so, Jacob is a guy who always does their live streams on their Twitch and their YouTube weekly live streams. They do giveaways and stuff like that. But I thought it's actually easier than I thought it was. So I'm actually going to enter this one. I usually don't. I'm not that great with drawing, but if I just have to put some text in there, you guys should enter this one. So it's got some pretty interesting thing. One of them's got he's grabbing a case and then he's looking at it. He's looking inside it. It has an Intel logo on it, and then inside it's the Z490 motherboard. And then the last picture has 3 people surrounding him that look pretty menacing, and they want that Z490. That actually looks really goofy,
Yep.
scary.
It is.
So you guys can enter into the EVGA one. They usually give stuff away like give keyboards, they give sound cards, motherboards, they give GPUs, CPUs. Every year they give away, oh my goodness, they give away like $50,000 worth of technology. So it's always worth it to put your name in there because I've actually won stuff in the past. I won the same thing twice. EVGA one. They usually give stuff I've won away I've won 2 Carbon X10 cards, mouses. They give mice, right? CPUs, I've won 2 of those, which are like $60 mouse, and I'm actually using it right now. So it does really, it works. If you want to do like a podcast and stuff, so it's going to make some noise. It's always worth it to put your name in there for gaming. I've actually won stuff in the past. It's really awesome. I won the same thing twice. Yeah. So if I didn't enter those, I've won $60 Carbon X10. So mice. If you don't enter, you don't win. 2 of those, which are like $60. It's fun thing. It's just, and I'm actually, it's really nice. The anniversary live stream, it works. Yeah.
I don't know what happened there.
Okay.
That was weird. It just started doing that, and there was nothing open.
Yeah, I see us as live still. So guys, this is a really fun giveaway to anniversary thing. They do it every year in July. So if you don't you already missed 2 of them out of the 6, but there's still 4 to enter. And so look for next July. They usually do it in the middle of the summer,
what happened there.
July 15th.
That was weird.
And then that wraps that up today. We had some viewers. We had as live Maria. So guys, this is a really fun Maria in the chat who said hi. Anniversary thing. They do it every year in July. So if you don't you already missed 2 of them out of the 6, but there's still 4 to enter. And so look for next July. They usually do it in the middle of the summer,
what happened there.
July 15th.
That was weird.
That wraps that up today. we had some viewers. We had
as live still.
Maria. So guys,
Why it's replicating? It's duplicating. Yeah, there's nothing open.
oh, okay. Well, I think we should just continue because I still see it as live. So we'll finish up our
Why it's
podcast here and we'll see why, guys. We had a mysterious double podcasting like experience on YouTube where we had multiple streams.
Yeah,
But
it's duplicating.
I'm gonna wrap it up with talking about we
Yeah, there's nothing
if
open.
you guys really want to support our podcast, you think it's entertaining,
Well, I think we should just
you want to be a part of it,
I still see it
we're doing
live.
it every Saturday.
So,
we try to keep it to every Saturday, but life has different events.
Guys, we had a mysterious
we're trying to get to a more regular
on YouTube where
but
multiple streams.
Our podcast is growing, but
So
we're
hey,
learning
Joe,
how to
hold
do
on.
this better and better.
I'm
more
gonna wrap
efficient.
it up with talking about
yeah,
there's nothing
if
open.
you guys really want to support our podcast, you think it's entertaining,
well, I think we should just
you want to
continue
be a part of it,
I still see it
we're doing
live.
it every Saturday. We try to keep it to every Saturday, but life has different events.
Guys, we had a mysterious
we're trying to get to a more regular
on YouTube where
but
multiple streams.
our podcast is growing, but
So
we're
hey,
learning
Joe,
how to
hold
do
on.
this better and better.
I'm
more
gonna wrap it
efficient.
up with God damn it. Yeah, I know. I don't know where this thing is going, guys.
Yeah, I believe it's still live. I see it on YouTube.
I have nothing open.
Okay, well, for me, I still see it. You're still streaming. So you might not see it, but YouTube says you're still streaming.
We're still streaming. Go ahead and finish it up.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
what I was going to end up with, guys, is liking our videos or supporting us on Anchor, where we launch a lot of our new podcasts across different platforms.
Okay, well,
for me, I
can
still
become
see
a
a contributor by
still streaming.
what? So you might not see it, but YouTube says you're still streaming.
We're still streaming. Force quit Chrome. I don't know. I force quit Chrome. Okay, go ahead. Finish. Go ahead and finish it up.
All right, so you guys, click like on our YouTube videos and share with friends. Comment anything you want. Any comment will help us out. If you want to tell us what you want to cover in podcast, what do you like? Mobile news? Do you like a broad variety? Again, like we threw in some stuff this week that we're going to be like looking, maybe going to Best Buy to try out some things that each of us own. All right, so you guys, you own something and you want to tell us your experience about videos and share with friends. Comment anything you want. Any comment will help us out. If you want to tell us what you want to cover in podcast, what do you like? Mobile news? Do you like a broad variety? Again, like we threw in some stuff this week that we're going to be like looking, maybe going to Best Buy to try out some things that each of us own. All right, so you guys, you own something and you want to tell us your experience about videos and what you own. Friends. Comment anything you want. Any comment will help us out. If you want to tell us what you want to cover in podcast, what do you like? Mobile?
Joe, do you have it on your side? Let me go ahead. I don't know. It's weird. Okay. Okay, guys, we're actually going to end the stream because we're having some technical issues here. Like, this is completely the end of the podcast, so I hope you did enjoy it. And sorry for this ending, guys. Like, luckily it happened towards the ending, not at the beginning. We really don't understand what's going on because all my browsers are closed, and this has never happened before. I don't know. It's weird. And so, hope you all peace out. Hey guys, we're actually gonna anything you need. Comment down below because it's starting to replicate. Like, this is completely the end of the podcast. So I hope you did enjoy it. And